oh yeah, I totally need to record a vlog today. Well, like, I'll have like an hour's nap, and then I'll record the vlog. 4.5 hours later, here I am recording this vlog. That is a bit more of a sleep than a nap, I think. Definitely some of that, was it the deep sleep? Is REM, is that the deep one? I can't even remember. I should know this, I'm a scientist, but whatever. Anyway, I'm here, and we're going to talk about MMOs today. I've decided that is what I'm going to talk about. With the, WildStar, the last WildStar beta just closing, I feel like I kind of want to talk about these kind of things, and the MMO model, the reason that since 2004, around 2004, maybe 2003, 2004, I want to say 2004. Yeah, we're going to stick with 2004. Since 2004, World of Warcraft, which is when World of Warcraft came out, it has kind of been on the top rung of the MMO pyramid. It's been the peak of the MMO pyramid since 2004. That's 10 years. 10 years to kind of dominate the market. It was pretty impressive. Before that, I think it was like EverQuest or something. I don't know. It was before my time. I was too young for MMOs at that point in time. But EverQuest was the thing at that point in time. And since we've seen a lot of contenders come in and try to make their mark, you had, for example, Rift, which used to be subscription based, is now free to play. The Star Wars one that used to be subscription based and now free to play. You've got Elder Scrolls Online that has just come out that is currently subscription based, and you've got, for example, WildStar coming out on the 3rd of June, which will be subscription based. You have things that were never subscription based, like Guild Wars, and now Guild Wars 2, which I've never played, but there's a bunch of people who I think are still into it. But like I say, World of Warcraft still seems to have the pyramid. It's still that little triangle at the top. And like, you have to try and wonder why. What makes it different from all the other ones? And for me, I think what makes it different is in the name of MMO. That first M, well, actually the first two M's, massively multiplayer. Not just multiplayer, massively multiplayer. And these kind of games, you need that huge user base for the subscription model to pay off. Basically, the way the subscription model is you pay per month, and as a result, they pay the developers to make new content, and it keeps rolling over, and you keep getting new stuff, which is pretty neat. Whereas in free to play, you have to then incorporate some way of earning money in order to maintain development. You can't just develop a game for nothing. Like, how are you gonna eat? You know? And in the free-to-play games, there's a lot of like stuff like skins that you can buy, but then you run the risk of becoming pay-to-win. And I think that games like the MOBAs have nailed free-to-play really well, like really, really well. But I think in some ways, one of the problems with trying to compete with World of Warcraft is that these free-to-play models, they just don't get the same kind of revenue coming in to allow the awesome amounts of development that Blizzard can currently do with their MMO, with World of Warcraft. So it's interesting to to watch these games come in, and people, there's always like, is this going to be the next World of Warcraft? Is it gonna have that huge fan base? And then like a couple months down the line, that they've reverted to a free to play model. Then the question becomes, well, if you can nail the free to play model, then you have an edge. If you can be like World of Warcraft but free to play and still generate income as a company, then you could maybe, I think you could maybe crack the market, you know, because like World of Warcraft here is like, it's like £9 a month or something like that. £9 a month, that's quite a lot of money. Like, that's like over £100 a year. That's more than Xbox Live. Think about that, people who complain about Xbox Live. And, oh, if you complain about Xbox Live and also have a WoW subscription, like, then I'm amused. Anyway, but like, you gotta kind of figure out what is it about these games that people love so much. I mean, you also have different models. So look at RuneScape, which has completely changed its combat system, and I don't play it anymore. But I did play that game for a good chunk of my life, as some of you will know. And the way they do it is they have like a big free section that sucks you in, and then once you like, you can, and there's actually a lot of content within the free section, and then you pay to unlock the extra content. You pay like, I think it's like £3.50 a month. It's not very expensive, so it's cheaper. I mean, it's graphically, it's not as impressive, but their model is where they are free to play and then have have this paid section that you get once you've gotten to a certain point in the free-to-play section. And actually that worked really well, because like I played RuneScape for free for a good chunk of time, but then once you go, this is the thing, because once you then go paid, once you become a RuneScape member, you can't go back, because you get used to like your like extra areas and your bank space, for example. Like it gives you so much more bank space to store all your crap, and like when you go back to free to play, you don't want to get rid of all this member stuff that you've got, but it just holds up your bank space. You can't actually use your bank. So it's very clever by them in that they've made it free to play, but once you suddenly start paying, it's like you if you want to keep playing, you're always going to have to pay. And that's an interesting model as well. And I was like thinking about WildStar. WildStar is actually very good. I enjoy it a lot. However, I don't enjoy playing it by myself. I think this is just the thing with MMOs that I've realised. Like, I used to play World of Warcraft by myself, and I did actually like that, but I think the massive multiplayer, so it's like you're going to want to play with... It's better with people. It's better with people, is what I've experienced. And I don't know, like, I think that one of the things that will set WildStar apart, I think it might actually do pretty well, is that it's not... Well, it's not fun. It's more sci-fi than fantasy. It's not that it's not fantasy, but like World of Warcraft focuses on like historic fantasy, you know, like the orcs and the elves and what have you, and swords and archery and stuff. Whereas this one is like sci-fi. It's like space and spaceships and aliens and robots who have boobs and like space guns and crazy stuff, which is actually it makes it like a little bit different. And they have these cool challenge features that pop up, which make it a bit different. Apparently the end game is meant to be like crazy, but I haven't even tried it out. And end game is actually very important as well. You have to get your end game right if you want to be a good, successful MMO. That's another thing, end game. So like, I don't know, I don't know what it is. I'm trying to figure out, like, what do you guys think? What do you think it is that World of Warcraft seems to have that the other ones don't? Like, the model, they've got their subscription model, they've got their massive user base, that because there's always lots of people, there's always people to play with. Like, you're never gonna struggle to find a group or have to wait like an hour and a half to play a battleground or something. And then there's like Elder Scrolls Online, which currently I can't seem to find out if it's doing well or not. Like, I played the beta. The beta was riddled with bugs. Like, it was really buggy, and that was about a month or so before release. So I don't know if the actual game is like that, because I didn't feel like it was for me. To me, Elder Scrolls Online doesn't feel like an MMO, and it doesn't feel quite like an Elder Scrolls game. It's kind of like this weird hybrid. Like, they've taken this single player game like Skyrim and Oblivion and Morrowind and all that. They've taken the kind of single player mechanics and then tried to like twist and convert them, and they've made this like bastardization of what Elder Scrolls is to make it online and multiplayer and what have you. And it didn't really appeal to me. Like, I played it by myself, and I played it again with other people, and I think that's actually one of the things that World of Warcraft does really well that I can't seem to find in other video game genres. Group questing. Like, their group questing system is amazing. You can tell who's got the quest. When you kill something, it counts for both of you. When you pick up something, it can count for both of you. When you look at your quest log, it tells you which of your, like, how many people in the party have the quest. You can easily share the quest. Like, their questing system is perfect, and I haven't seen anything like it playing multiplayer in either ESO or WildStar. I mean, I can't comment on any of the free-to-play ones because I haven't done it. In RuneScape, when you multiplayer quest, you literally just jump on Skype and run around together doing the same objective. But you don't quest together, you still have to do the quest separately, which is a bit different. But yeah, I don't know. I think I want to see where WildStar goes, that's for sure. And I'm going to keep playing on the beta weekends. Normally, I made a video that you guys can see. Maybe there'll be a link somewhere, if John does his magic. Just some highlights from me streaming it. And if you're interested, like, I do stream WildStar when the beta weekends are open at twitch.tv/Jaggerus. Speaking of twitch.tv/Jaggerus, I'm also doing this thing where if I can get to 400 followers on Twitch by the end of this month, I will stream a scary game. And if you saw the Never Ending Nightmares video, you'll know that I don't deal too well with horror. Like, I don't understand it, but that's a topic for another vlog. So yeah, that's just the Twitch stuff in WildStar. Let me know what you guys think about MMOs. Like, why do you think World of Warcraft currently is the peak of the pyramid? I don't know why I did that in a silly voice, but why is it like that number one? Why? What makes it about it? What do you think of ESO? Like, what do you think of WildStar? Have you played it? Have you been watching it? It's kind of kind of sneaking in around the edge, and apparently it's made by some of the people who used to work on World of Warcraft, so maybe that'll help it out. What do you think of stuff like Rift and Star Wars, where they were subscription based and now they're free to play? Does that model work? What about RuneScape's model, where it's like the free and then the paid side of things? Like, everyone played it as a kid, didn't they? I played it far too much. What do you used to think? Let me know in the comments below. If you've enjoyed the video, you can give me a thumbs up and say that I'm awesome by pressing the like button. Sorry, press the like button. You can subscribe to the channel, which is awesome. I'll be here next week talking about something else, and hopefully I won't have slept like for 4.5 hours beforehand, so I'll be a little bit more coherent. We have a Twitter at the Killer Bits. So if you want to follow us on Twitter, there's that, and facebook.com/the Killer Bits is over there too, if that's your kind of thing. If you love Twitter but only like me, I am at Jaggers. Follow me on there for updates of when I'm streaming, random comments, pictures of this Mario toy that I got like in my Happy Meal, and I wanted Yoshi, and it's a sin. But yeah, that's it for me, guys. I'll check you out you guys can check me out next week. Enjoy the rest of your day and try to be good. If you can't be good, like, don't be bad. And here's a heart for you guys, because I love you so much. Mwah.